David, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Stu. Good seeing you.
It's good to see you, and we appreciate the opportunity. This is David Brown, and David's a 50-year colleague of mine. We've done TV over the years and radio over the years, and David farms to the northwest of Decatur, Illinois, and we're running across a story that's quite interesting, and I think some of you have seen the announcement between John Deere and Kinze Manufacturing Company and Ag Leader, but particularly John Deere and Kinze getting together and cooperating on something. And to me, there's an awful lot of irony in this.
Well, there is. There's been friction over the years between those two manufacturing, one private and the Kinze Manufacturing, and a major corporation in John Deere. Kinze over the years has taken innovation and improved it from John Deere and has done other things that have been exciting for the agriculture industry. He's a legend. And so there was some friction that went on over there between these two companies, and I think probably it was not unexpected because of they were competitors. Well, now, as you roll forward 50 years, they're now going to be partners in something that is leading and is going to help be in. I think everybody in agriculture is going to be doing more with technology.
Right. We're not necessarily promoting what new technology is, but just the fact that John Kinzenbaugh 50 years ago was really having kittens over what John Deere was doing, and they were having kittens too.
Well, there was, and it was 50 years ago at the Farm Progress Show where John had developed a large moldboard plow, 12 bottom plow that was huge. It was monstrous. Nobody was making anything like that. That was his business. Well, he wanted to make a splash at the Farm Progress Show in Iowa, and so he had to have a tractor that went with it. So he built a tractor. It was a twin-engine tractor, 600 horsepower. He showed off with it. He got it stuck with just by using the front wheels. So he disengaged it and he engaged the back wheels and it spun out. Well, then he put them together and he pulled out of this thing and everybody their mouths dropped open and he showed what can be done. It was the start of high horsepower farming in agriculture, and it is right at the feet of John Kinzenbaugh and his innovations. It's been that way with his company ever since.
Now, we've got, John has taken sort of a backseat, turning the company of Kinze Manufacturing over to daughter Susie
Yes.
Veach, and she apparently
Mended fences.
mended fences or something like that.
I think so, and I don't. It may be stories too, but it's a business, and you find partners that are, similar thinking. And I think with Ag Leader and with John Deere and with Kinze, it's probably a good partnership that is going to be happening because this whole data collection on our farms is coming, whether we like it or not. It's going to make us better farmers, but other things are coming at us that may be regulated into it. There may be opportunities with things like carbon, with improving our soils. And I think all of this is coming. It's probably going to be the next phase of agriculture.
That's right. And John Deere has been out front with a lot of mainstream good stuff. Kinzenbaugh has been out front with some innovation that really I think is what John Deere's probably been drooling over what Kinzenbaugh has done over the years.
Well, I think they all look at each other. You go to the Farm Progress Show and you say, well, that looks similar to this. This looks similar to that. There's a lot, they pay close attention to each other, and then they try to take it into their own corporations or their own private manufacturing. And I think that's what they're looking at here is if we can talk to each other, whether it be a Kinze or whether a John Deere or Case IH or AGCO, then that we're all better for it. Let's think back a little bit, Stu. The old days, we had hydraulic couplers on the back of our equipment. And if you had a Case IH and a John Deere, they didn't match up. And so you always were changing these hydraulic couplers. Well, now they have universal. And I think where you could easily switch, it was kind of a pain at the time because you had to get your wrenches out and change it. Well, now the technology is the same way. Are these machines talking to each other? Is it better, or am I going to have the John Deere program to work with the Case IH or the Kinze program, the Ag Leader? There's all these different technologies out there. Which one is best? And can we get it to where we have a consensus of data and information?
That's right. And I think when folks go to the Farm Progress Show or National Farm Machinery Show and talk to the machinery makers, let them know that where they can make some improvements to make sure everything talks to each other, everything couples up with each other, and where you can devise and develop your own fleet of machinery, whatever color it is, that it's going to all hook up to each other.
Let's go back to Mr. Kinzenball that you were talking about. He was an innovator. He came up with ideas. He was a private man who had a blacksmith shop, basically, and what he did, he developed, was superior and had desires by farmers to bring that into their farm. It may be a private individual that will develop some technology, and they are out there,
right,
that are where they may be the ones that mesh this stuff through to where it all talks to each other up on a cloud someplace. But we are data processors out here now with the equipment that we have, with precision planting equipment that was innovated by another gentleman by the name of Greg Souter. When you look at like a Tesla automobile, that thing is constantly recording data. That is where agriculture is going, in my opinion. These tractors that we see around here are recording. They can talk back to the dealerships. Right. It's where the future is going. Robotics is coming on. It's all going to work together. But how are we going to get that data to make it to where it's something that farmers are going to go, this is easy, we can do this?
That's right.
If that makes sense, too.
It makes a lot, and I'm sure it makes a lot of sense to the folks who are watching. We appreciate David Brown helping out this morning, and as you look at technology, why think about the fact of how it all talks to each other, just like your farm equipment hooks up to your tractor. I'm Stu Ellis.